Welcome back to Healthy Living. In South Africa, 1 in 4 people will be affected by cancer in their lifetime, either by being diagnosed with cancer themselves or by the diagnosis of a family member, friend or colleague. Esther shares her story. Tannie Esther, thank you so much for joining us on the show.
It's absolutely a pleasure. Thank you so much.
You have an amazing story to tell. You were diagnosed with a particular type of cancer over 25 years ago. What type of cancer was it?
Vocal cord cancer.
That's very rare. We don't often hear of vocal cord cancer. We hear of throat, lung, breast, etc. But vocal cord cancer, that must have been difficult to diagnose. How long did it take for the doctors to actually find out that you have vocal cord cancer?
Well, it was for over years that I went to the doctor and he said it's laryngitis. Give me some medicine. And after a while I'm back. My voice is gone again, and then he said it's laryngitis, more medicine. And it was quite a long time that I struggled with my voice. And then one day, strangely, I landed up with the other doctor, and that doctor said he wanted to do some tests for me. And it came back, vocal cord cancer. And the result for the vocal cord cancer was my mum stayed with us for 8 years after a very bad stroke. And she was a chain smoker. And for the 8 years staying with us, you know, when I opened the windows in the morning and I opened the curtains and this wonderful sunshine comes into the room, it was like blue, you know, blue smoke in the room. And all the doctors said, the specialist as well, it was the second-hand smoke that caused the vocal cord cancer, because I never ever smoked a cigarette in my life.
The second-hand smoke caused vocal cord cancer for you?
That's correct, yes.
That is scary, because we don't realize, everyone thinks that when you smoke, the primary cigarettes, you know, that will affect you, that's smoking. But you don't realize that the smoke that you exhale affects everyone around you.
Absolutely. And the people outside must realize, please don't do that to your loved ones.
That is so true, because if you'd care, you won't.
Absolutely.
When you found out now that the doctor said to you, Esther, you have cancer, what is your feeling and your reaction? What did you think?
It was terrible. It's terrible. You know, and I went for the treatment. They made a mask for me, and the radiation just burnt my skin so badly. But you must go through with the radiation. You can't stop. And so at that stage, there was absolutely no voice, And then I realized how precious it is to have a voice, to speak, to spoke to somebody. And it was, for me, it was absolutely silent, and it was terrible for my family, my husband, my kids. They went through a bad space as well.
And dealing with this treatment, how long did the treatment last for?
I've been like 3 months. First the first treatments was like 2 or 3 days apart, and afterwards longer time between. But you know, it was terrible. It was terrible. And the whole time that you think your voice is gone, and maybe it's permanent. So
that is scary, because our voice is the #1 tool that we all use to communicate with.
That's correct.
So to lose that, you know, you literally feel isolated, and you risk depression, because they say many people that get diagnosed with cancer often fall into depression. Did you find yourself heading that route, and what pulled you back?
Yes, my family. And, you know, my kids, my husband, they were absolutely wonderful. I tried to stay positive, but, you know, some days it's hard to be positive. But I really tried to. And once you're positive, then I think you won. You already won.
But that's true. They say the battle of the body is won in the mind.
Yes.
And that's where the secret lies in.
Absolutely.
But having the support structure that you had allowed you to have more strength and faith and ultimately hope.
Yes.
So when, after that period of that initial treatment of 3 months, did the doctor say to you, the cancer's gone, you're okay right now?
It was quite a while. You know, you must go back for another to the doctor, you know, for tests and everything. And every time you go back, you know, you're so afraid. You're so afraid. But, you know, we prayed, and with the good Lord, I'm here, and I can speak to you. And I can't sing, not a note. I can't sing, but it's a small price to pay.
That means you, and look here, we even have Joy here with our family. Yes, you know, and I think that it shows that you might not be in the choir, but you can still be the choir conductor.
You see, that's wonderful. There's always something to be positive and thankful for.
Tannie Esther, you know, dealing with it now, so many years later with cancer, and you're now an advocate, and you actually have a global badge on you because of your being diagnosed with cancer, surviving cancer, but doing great community work. How important is it to spread the word about living healthy, to prevent cancer, and for those living with cancer to be healthy and be positive?
It's very important. Very, very important. You know, for a survivor to went through the cancer, and you've been on that road for so long. And you know, even if it's so many years after the cancer, that you can't get away from that. You know, it's always in your mind. And to tell your story to the people outside, and to ask them to look after themselves. You know, be healthy, do some exercise, and don't smoke. You know, it's absolutely, smoke is horrible, not for your own body, but as a result of my cancer, for your loved ones.
I think that's the biggest lesson of them all, because many people, like we know from years ago, smoke. I mean, globally, there's hundreds of millions, if not billions of people that pick up those cigarettes. And a lot of our children are now enjoying this cool thing, you know, those hubbly bubblies and the hookah pipes. What's your word of wisdom to them?
Stop. Stop immediately. It's for their own sake, for their own body. It's so unhealthy, and it's terrible they think it's cool, and it's not harmful. It's so harmful. Don't do it. Stop.
Tannie Esther, your final pearl of wisdom to other cancer survivors, but more importantly, for people that are currently going through cancer treatment, that feel that, like you felt, that there's days where it's just very dark, you don't have hope. What would you tell them?
First, believe. They must believe. And there is a cure. There absolutely is a cure for cancer. I know people said that they don't want to go on the treatment. They don't want treatment. Please go. They can save your life, and you can, as me, be a survivor for so many years. And the treatment, it's not, you know, to go for a treatment, it's some days are absolutely horrible, but you will get through it. Go for the treatment.
And yeah, and stick to it.
Stick
to the treatment protocol.
Don't quit.
And live healthy.
Absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely.
That's very important. You know, I mean, you and I have a mutual colleague that also passed on from cancer, Sue Jansen van Rensburg. And I met her years ago. And she survived cancer then, but it came back. And she always said that if you are in remission or you have survived cancer, don't stop exercising, because you decrease it coming back by 50%. And I'll never forget that. And that it always sticks true, because I've had family members that passed away from cancer too. Tannie Esther, you are such an inspiration. You know, you might not be able to sing, but right now you've sung into my heart and my mind, and I'm sure to many of our viewers out there, to inspire them to be healthy, be the best they can be, whether they have cancer or have survived cancer, or whether they don't have cancer. Thank you for bringing us into your home.
Thank you. You're a star. Thank you.
For a survivor, it isn't always possible to return to their previous version of normal. It may take time to settle into the new normal. But the golden thread between those living with cancer and not is exercise. Please join us with this week's exercise routine. Cardio is an important part of any workout regime. If you don't do your cardio exercise, you're not activating the heart muscles to pump blood more throughout the body, not activating the lungs, and you're minimizing the effect on looking after those two important organs. Yes, you will burn fat, but looking after your heart health is even more important. And fitness is a key component of any cardio workout routine. Today we're going to merge cardio exercises that you could do outdoors or indoors, coupled with a few mobility exercises to ensure that you feel relaxed after your workout. Ladies, are you ready? All right, let's go for it. First things first, I want us to do half jacks. Now, a half jack is a jumping jack without the hand movements, okay? So arms tucked in, and we're going to open and close the feet. 3, 2, 1, go! Open, open. And this you do for 60 seconds. Now straight into the next one, we're going to call these the foot shuffles. So backwards and forwards. Arms are still tucked in on the side, over your head, wherever's comfortable for you. Good, relax it down. Now with those foot shuffles, you can always bring in your hand movements as well, just to bring the upper body into the cardio routine. So let's give it a go with the hand movements, okay? So right leg goes back, 3, 2, 1, go! Good, and relax it down. Very different effect. You will find that you begin to huff and puff during a cardio routine. Now, people might say, but Ron, your breathing is a little bit labored. And I'll be like, yes, everybody gets tired, but your fitness is determined by how quickly you recover. That's how you know you're fit. Next one, ladies, knee kicks. Feet shoulder width apart, right knee up, left knee up. Let's go for it. Right, left, go. Keep it going. Good, relax it down. Each of these exercises you do for at least 60 seconds. Next one up, arms come up. And all I want us to do is uppercut. Go for it, arms tight and go. This is power and speed. Upper body cardio at its best. Good, and relax it down. A few exercises, but you can do this in a circuit. So you could repeat the entire sequence and break it with a quick stretch in between. And we're going to end off with that stretch just to show you how to stretch those leg muscles. Feet wider than shoulder width apart, ladies. Bend the right leg down. Nice stretch. Change sides. Now each stretch hold for at least 20 seconds. Back to the center, hands on the floor, straighten the knees, stretch those hamstrings out. Bring it up, hands behind your hips, push those hips forward, stretch the hip flex to the front of the thigh, and relax it down. Now that's how easy a cardio workout is. It doesn't need bicycles or treadmills or anything else of the sort. Your body is your gym, and if you know how to use it, you can maximize a fat burn workout to look after your heart health, and that's exactly what we did today. That's all we have for you today on today's show. Thank you for watching Healthy Living on Afro Worldview. From me, Ronald Apogee, and the team, keep warm and healthy. Cheers.